So seconds out, delighted to be joined by top cruiserweight Tommy McCarthy. Tommy, how you getting on?
All good, all good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, anytime. What's it been like? Obviously, things are being eased now, but what was it like previously in lockdown for you? How much were you able to train and to keep doing what you would normally do?
It was very difficult at the beginning because, it was like everything was locked down, all my gyms, even like my amateur gym where I would train as well if I'm not in Dublin. Like the coach was being really stringent, he wouldn't let anybody in. So I was just doing a lot of road work and doing like home workouts and stuff like that. And but we had great weather, so it made it kind of enjoyable to get out on the roads and to be at the back and doing like the interactive sessions. And then Terrell McKenna, who's my best friend, he got a gym put into his garage. So then we were able to go and work out in his garage, and he got a bag and all the stuff that you need for a gym. He got put in his garage, so we were training in a way down at his, and then as the lockdown eased, because we're based in Dublin now, me and Tyrone training there, so the Irish lockdown eased sooner than the UK lockdown, so we were able to start traveling back to Dublin again then, and so like it was difficult at the start, but after a few weeks, then we were able to get back into some sort of routine.
You fought 5 times last year. Is it? Do you look at it now as a benefit because obviously you weren't able to fight for most of this year because of the pandemic, or are you a bit frustrated because you built up a level of momentum?
Yeah, well, I was frustrated, but you saying that, I never even thought of it that way. That it's at least I had that action last year that will stand by me. But it's been more frustrating because the momentum that I had, it was just building and building. And this year, 2020, like I was just right. This is the year we're gonna have some big fights. We're gonna make some big money, and this was the year. Like it was all gonna come together for me. And I was a manager for the European still, and earlier in the year, I was out for the world title fight and stuff like that. So I was like, this is it. This is the year. It's all gonna, you know, turn around financially and no, just everything was just gonna come together, and it was gonna be what I've worked for my whole career. And then the Corona hit, and it's like, oh shit.
When were you offered the world title fight and who was it against?
Um, but I think it might have been February. The fight was for April against Arsen Gruleman,
Oh, the
the
WBA
WTA
champion.
suit. Yeah. So that when that offer came, it was can't remember what month it was, but it was the fight in Easter weekend in April in Paris. So definitely, of course, said yes. And all the terms and that were agreed, and we were just waiting for the contract to get sent through for us to send in an official announcement. But then after about maybe 2 weeks after agreeing all the terms, um, they hadn't sent through, like the official contract and the confirmation, and then next thing Corona came. So
And you obviously fought Richard Riakporhe early last year. It didn't go the way you would have hoped. How do you reflect on that now? What went wrong from your perspective?
everything went wrong. Um, I take full responsibility for it because I overlooked Richard. Well, when I got the offer, it was like 2 weeks notice the fight. So, but I had been training anyway. I was training because my manager Mark Dunlap, he was doing a show in the Ulster Hall, and it was gonna be like the last show or the first pro show in a long time. And so we were training for it, but I was only fighting a journeyman, and then I got the opportunity to fight Richard, and Richard had fought one of my good friends, Sam Hyde, in the fight previous, and Sam was winning that fight. So I was like, definitely, I was gonna pick up where Sam left off. So I just overlooked them and thought it was going to be an easy fight, and then got in there, and I wasn't fully prepared. I was fit, and I always train hard, but for a fight, for a title fight and a distance fight, and somebody of Richard's caliber, you need to have the proper preparation. But me being, I don't know, just I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but I just overlooked them, and I thought, you know what, I'll win this fight hands down. Like 2 weeks notice, 1 day's notice, doesn't matter. This is a handy fight for me. Got in there and didn't give him the respect he deserved, and he just boom, next thing had the Bambi legs, and the ref jumped in. So that was the wake up call that I shouldn't even have needed a wake up call because I'm in boxing a long time. But that was the thing. Just everyone's dangerous, especially a cruiserweight, and that was me. Like put me on my had to be on my game if I wanted to continue. Because another loss that would definitely have been me buried.
And then in the aftermath of that, you moved training camp, obviously, from Tony Dunlop up in Belfast, local to you, down south to Pete Taylor, someone you'd worked with previously as a top class amateur. What was the thinking behind that move?
Now, me and Tony had a great relationship, and I loved going to the gym to train. We trained hard, and we had fun in the gym, and he brought his cousin in too, Fra. But after after I'd lost, I was like, I just need to get out of my comfort zone, and I can't just sell myself short for the sake of convenience. And I went to Michael Conlon's show in the Falls Park, and Luke Keeler was fighting on it, and he was fighting Lewis Arias. And Luke had been impressing me from he joined Pete. Obviously, I know Luke a long time, and from once he got with Pete, he beat Conrad twice, and he looked unbelievable. So when he's fighting Lewis, I was like, right, this will prove if Luke has improved as much as what I think he has, because it could be a case of him just having Conrad's number. There's people like it. So Lewis is somebody who I knew from the amateurs. We're at the World Championships together. Both of us got bronze medals. He was the American captain. He fought for a world title. Like he's a top operator. And Luke got in first round, dropped him, just boxed ahead of him again. So I was like, you know what? If Pete can bring Luke's game to that level, then he could definitely bring me up a few levels. So after seeing that, then I got in contact with Pete, and he says, "Yep, definitely. I'd love to work with you." And went down, and we already knew each other, as you say, from the amateur. So it wasn't like we need to get to know each other or anything, and we just gelled straight away. And it made a couple of wee subtle adjustments to me, and I just felt brilliant. Like from the first day, and from the first spar, I just noticed so much improvement, and it worked.
How significant was that reunion, if you like, to your big victory over in Italy at the end of the year against Fabio Turchi?
Yeah, it was massive, because I had full confidence in him, and I'm a guy who relies heavily on the corner. There's a lot of boxers, once they're in the ring, they're in the zone, they're not even really paying attention to what the corners are saying. But
Yeah.
I'm sucking up all the information, and like that's why I say to me, Pete, listen, I'm a puppet on a string here, so anything you tell me to do, I'm gonna do it, and I need you to say like the right instructions, because some coaches just shout stuff just for the sake of it. Like when the fight's going, jab, like right hook, they're just shouting things. Just so people say, yeah, definitely. So the first spar, when he was shouting in instructions, I was carrying him out immediately, and they were always working. So that made me trust him like fully. And then the sessions were all so technical, because we trained twice. We do the technical stuff in the morning, and then the physical stuff in the afternoon. So all the sessions were just unreal. So I just went in there fight fully confident, knowing that the training camp was second to none, knowing that Pete's knowledge is the best boxing brain in the game. So I was like, no one can beat me because I'm in physically great shape. I've got talent, and I've been instructed by a boxing genius. So it was just everything was just came together perfectly for that big fight. Because that fight, had I lost it, there'd be no space for me in boxing. I don't think I would have had to become like a journeyman or like a gatekeeper kind of guy, and my ego's too big to be that kind of
Right. How confident were you at the end of the fight that you would get the decision? I think most people watching knew that you'd done enough, but out in
Yeah,
Italy, there must have been some concerns.
yeah. As you said, Italy's notorious for hometown decisions. So I thought in the 10th round, because it closed his eye up, so I thought the referee was going to stop it, and he must have been brought over the doctor about 50 times from round 10 to 12, and they kept going, yeah, box all. And then at the end of it, when they said split decision, my heart sank. It's me, oh, Jesus, not again. And then I was the first one that they called in, and then I went, then Turkey was the next one. And then when they called it the last scorecard, 115, 113, I was like, oh shit. And then I looked at Pete and he stuck his hand up. So then I just settled my nerves and then McCarthy. And I was like, yes, thank God. Because it would have been, I felt like I'd won the fight. And it would have just been so heart wrenching because, like I said, like I changed with everything about my boxing camp and I felt like I'd won the fight hands down. So if I hadn't got it, I would have fell into a deep depression.
And now you're mandatory contender for the European title. Before lockdown, it seemed that Matchroom had the rights to stage a fight between yourself and the champion Lawrence Okolie. But there's a kind of other narrative going on at the same time, in that Okolie apparently has a signed shot at the WBO title, the vacant WBO title against Krzysztof Glowacki. Um, why do you feel he hasn't relinquished the European title as yet?
I think maybe it's just like a cushion, just in case the world title fight doesn't happen. Like he gives up that belt, then he's got nothing. He's got no reason for anyone to fight him. So I think that's why he's just holding on until that fight is 100% done. But in I would probably do the same. But like this whole Corona has just messed up everything. So it's annoying me. Like I need to get a fight as soon as possible. As you know, I haven't fought since that last one in Italy, which is October. So, either Okolie should just vacate. If he's got that world title signed, then he's moving on to bigger and better things. So, either just give it up and let me have it and I'll fight whoever's next in. I think it's a Polish guy. Or just defend it in the meantime. I don't care. Either way, I just need the fight.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the EBU ratings earlier, but a couple of the top ranked fighters are guys that are probably looking at world titles. So I think Glowacki's one of them, obviously. Krzysztof Wlodarczyk's another. But then you look further down, I think the guy you're talking about might be Cheslak, who is number 3, I think, at the moment. But are you kind of not bothered who you fight as long as you get that shot?
I don't care who I fight, to be honest, because like I don't have the cruiserweight division. It doesn't have the depth like where other divisions have, and you build up rivalries and all this stuff. So I don't even know any of these people. So I don't even care about who it is. All I want to do is just fight for the titles, be in the big fights, and make my own legacy. So I looked through the rankings too to see who it was, to see who's all above me. And like you say, the top maybe 5 are all like beyond European level. So, but I really don't care who it is because I know for a fact that I'll beat all of them on the night. Like I said, everything's perfect for me now. In terms of training, in terms of my camp and my team. So I'm fully confident of beating anyone, no matter who it is.
So the fact that the shot at the WBA belt, against Gulamarian didn't come off, do you see that now as a blessing in disguise, that you're more prepared for it now than you would have been then?
Nah, I would have been fully prepared for it, because the fight was in April, so I had plenty of notice. And when the offer came through, I was like, obviously they're gonna like at the start it says, right, we're offering this to you, but we're offering it to the other boxers too.
Yeah.
So Mark done his thing, negotiated the right deal, and says, and we agreed to the terms. So I took it like it was 100% done. I spoke with Pete. I says, Pete, we can't tell anyone, but this is what's happening. So we just started training like as if it was happening, because the date and all was set. So I would have been fully prepared, and there is no such thing as a bad world champion. But
True.
I felt like his style suits my style, because he's small and stocky, come forward. So I would have just like killed him with feints and just picked him off. Like we had the game plan, everything worked out. So hopefully it does come back round after the lockdown, because as prestigious as the European title is, every boxer in this game wants to fight for world titles and be a world champion. So if that came up, then we'll jump at it again.
Just to throw a suggestion out there that seems to tick a lot of boxes, how about a Riakporhe rematch? He's WBA number 3. Winner of that could be, a final eliminator. Vacant European title fight as well. Matchroom have already secured the rights to stage the European title fight. He's a Matchroom fighter. That seems to work for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. That's because that Riakporhe loss just haunt me forever, and I would love to set the record straight, because um Richard he's a nice guy. After the fight, was spoken in a lot of respect for him, and he's well known. I was so glad to see every fight he's had since me. I'm just like, hopefully he just knocks everyone dead.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad to see that he's going from strength to strength. And as you say, he's world rated. So yeah, definitely that makes a lot of sense, and that's a fight that I definitely want again. Because I know that I can beat him, and with the red mental frame of mind, no, that doesn't even make sense. Rewind, with a red mind frame, I know that I'll go in and beat him. So definitely, if that could happen, and then with him being so highly rated with the WBA, like they have. No, it's controversial. I don't think it's controversial. I think it's good to have 3 world titles. So the interim, regular, and super. So it would even be great if I could fight him for an interim or a regular. I don't know who the champion is. I think maybe vacant, maybe. I'm not sure. We know Arson's the super. But yeah, definitely. Definitely that's what I'm open to.
Well, there you go. Hopefully they'll watch this and see what a great idea we've come up with.
Yeah. You should be at no promoting game, Danny, never mind.
If I had the money to do it, maybe, I don't know. Or if I had that sort of money, I don't know if that's where I'd want to put it. It's been a pleasure to catch up with you. Just before we let you go, people out there that want to find out a bit more about you and get involved, how can they find you on social media?
So I'm on Twitter and Instagram. It's the same handle for both of them, at Tommy Mac90. So just give me a follow. And if anybody wants to join the team in terms of sponsorship, just get in contact with me via the social medias. Also on LinkedIn. And like we've been saying, it's been a difficult time for boxers, especially during this pandemic, because you don't fight, you don't learn. So anybody wants to come in as a sponsor and help us out, then feel free.
Great stuff. All right, well, best of luck. I hope you get a fight date in the books as soon as possible.
Yes,
and
please,
hopefully
God.
We'll catch up in person sometime soon.
Yes. See you soon, Danny.
Take care, mate.
Thanks for having me up. See ya.